What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Y'all already know this is the same sense. I know it's been a while. I'm only doing this because I feel like I have to, based on the like-minded individuals out there, like myself in the world. I took some time off because for the ones that knows what I've been doing on Same Sense Same Humor, my page was deleted from YouTube because of cyberbullying, because the things that I've talked about, as far as human trafficking, human sacrificing, and uh, Hollywood and the things that they're involved in and things like that. So, when I happened to go on my YouTube page, Same Sense, Same Humor, they said it was deleted for cyberbullying. And I took some time off, but one thing I never will do is stop, learning and looking at the world for what it is. And in this time that I've been taking, you know, a minute to fall back, it's been mind blowing to me, and I'm pretty sure there are other like minded individuals out there that feel the same, to constantly see, the things that's going on in the world. And it seems like people are becoming more docile and more numb to everything that's taking place. Uh, and I mean that because, right now people are focused on finances. I mean, I say myself, for myself, I mean, I've even taken some time out to really, really learn more about finances and financial generational wealth and things like that. But the truth of the matter is that I spend every day contemplating about the things that's going on behind closed doors, as far as the human trafficking, the things that's going on with, the politicians, the government, everything. And for someone like me that has an outside of the box type of thinking, I feel like, well, like what Big Chris said, it ain't no safety if it ain't safe. You know what I mean? And I mean that saying, it doesn't matter how much money. For all those people getting money, All Star Weekend just popped. Everybody was worried about that, getting out and having a good time, and there's nothing wrong with having a good time, But one thing I keep in mind is that we're being attacked constantly, and even in my pursuit of financial freedom, I say to myself, I'm still, susceptible to being shot down in the street, like nothing, if, the world continues to go at this pace. And the only reason, the only, is the, what made me make this video is because I woke up this morning and I happened to see this this post on YouTube or Instagram, and it was saying the Equality Act HR5 will allow the government to remove custody rights from any parents who refuse to allow their own children to transition through surgeries and hormones. And it was just mind blowing to me that, why the people are supposedly in a pandemic and we're supposed to be, you know, they're supposed to be trying to vaccinate people, which I can totally do not condone. Don't get a vaccination. Don't let them people put nothing in you. You would have to be a new fool to allow these people to put something in you when none of these people are qualified to be doing the things that they say that they're doing. And it's just amazing to me that regardless of how many uh, uh, opportunities or how many stories are revealed or, things are exposed, people aren't still focusing on what I think should be the number one thing, which is turning over the government and putting ourselves in positions where, we can change the whole uh you know like change this reality as far as what they've created, because this paradigm that they've created is weird. It's because I'll find myself caught up in it sometimes where I'm like, I gotta get this money. Because it's all about survival. They've put people in a position where survival is people's key instinct, and then it's to have some sort of relief after that because of the work that people were out here doing, or from the stress or depression or lack of resources or whatever the case is. So the first thing you want to do when you do have some time or get an opportunity to do something is to enjoy yourself. And that's why I wanted to do this, because regardless of how far I move up financially, I'm a black man, and that right there is enough for me to remember that I can step out my house, and if a cop not feeling what's going on that day, I might not make it home. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't matter how much money I got. It don't matter if I step out of a Wraith. It don't matter if I step out of a Bentley or a 2.2 million out of home. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I wanted to do this video, because, with them trying to, like I was reading and seeing that they're trying to give children hormones to stop them from reaching puberty. And when I read that right there, I happened to go on Instagram, and I happened to see this post. Now I'm gonna read this one again. It says the Equality Act HR5 will allow the government to remove custody rights from any parent who refuse to allow their own children to transition through surgeries and hormones. So that right there gives, like, if you're not paying attention or not thinking about what they possibly could be doing. This is one of the reasons why you can see like Dwayne Wade and his son and how they're promoting that. You see what I'm saying? Like, that little boy don't know what he doing. I mean, I know he's intelligent, but even at 21, you're still mentally undeveloped. You see what I'm saying? And I mean, some 30-year-olds are still, mentally undeveloped. I mean, it's a 40, 50-year-olds that still don't have the mental capacity to think, rationally about during situations or when things are transpiring, and especially in this world that we've been placed in. I mean, this reality that we're in, it's so confusing. It'll make somebody dumb sound smart, and make somebody smart sound dumb. So that's what I'm saying. It's just that if you don't really have a grasp or a little piece of awareness, you can get caught up in all this. So that right there, look, check it. I came across this on Instagram. Now, remember I said something about the Dwayne Wade son, because they trying to normalize all this stuff so that they can be walking around, with your children. A 30, 40-year-old man can be walking around with a 12-year-old and nobody saying nothing. And then you won't be able to do anything because of the laws that they try and pass. So, because like I said, man, like, I'm doing pretty good, as far as like where my head at, financially and stuff like that. But it burns my brain every day, regardless of what time it is. I mean, it just always pops in there like, damn, man, we out here really partying like black people. I mean, because I only be thinking about what we doing as a people. You know what I mean? And it'd be funny to me to see how numb we are. It's not funny, laugh, kiki. It's more like, yo, man, we gonna get fried. You know what I'm saying? Because if they got people out here wearing masks the way that they do, they about to have you double up. They got people out here getting vaccinated. It's like, do you know what position you putting people like me in? The people that are aware, the people that know what's going on. It's just like, it's so mind-blowing to know or feel like I can see where things are going if we continue to just ignore this shit. Now, now get back to, like, because I don't want to try to get off of this, because it's all crazy, the human trafficking, the sacrificing, the drinking the blood. I mean, we done heard all types of crazy shit. Like, they literally about to come out with like celebrity meat. Like, where celebrities gonna have their own meat, like fucking like turkey strips and fucking like bacon bits and fucking like, LeBron ham hocks and shit like that. It's like, you people don't see where this shit is going, man. They trying to feed you celebrity DNA out here. Like, they literally they cloning these celebrities, man, and they making cold cuts and shit out of them out here. And this has already been going on. I mean, it's so mind blowing, for a person like me that thinks outside of the box, that I can't see what these people are doing, but I know what I see in these movies. I can imagine, you know, based on the stories that I've read, based on the books that I've read, based on, based on the stories I've heard, based on the books that I've read, based on the videos that I've seen, audio and all that, man, it's about to get real wild out here. And it already has been. It's just that a lot of these things are going on amongst people that are, you know, in the same groups and parties, which I know y'all pretty much know that they're involved in the same, you know, groups or whatever. But, you know, and I wasn't even trying to talk this long. I haven't, it's been a while, you know, like I said, every day this stuff is on my mind. I tried to, you know, just, you know, get myself more and more together, you know, every day, because once they deleted my page, that was like an outlet, you know, being able to vent and talk to people and see different opinions and points of views, you know, and listen to different feelings and stuff like that, you know, just from different people, different individuals, man. And once they deleted my page for cyberbullying, you know, because I was talking about things like this, it was just like, you know, I'm gonna fall back, because I've had like 3 YouTube pages deleted. So for that type of stuff, because I was talking about, you know, politics and human sacrificing, you know, human trafficking, all types of shit, you know, Hollywood, you know, and you know, it does discourage you a little bit. Like, you know what, man, like I'm gonna fall back. But at the end of the day, man, the people need to hear this. Like, it's getting crazy out here, man. And this right here, I happen to see right after, you know, that this HR5 Equality Act post. This one's from I don't know how to say, Alok Vad Menon or whatever. It says, these days the narrative is that transgender people will come into bathrooms and abuse little girls, and the supposed purity of the victim has remained stagnant. There are no princesses. Little girls are also kinky. Your kids aren't as straight and narrow as you think. And this is a trans activist and writer, and this is an adult saying this. This is how sick people are. This is how, like, trying to take innocence away from the child, you know, and mentally, you know, this is a psychological thing that they working on people, to make people look at children like they're adults, or they understand and they're aware enough to understand what they're getting themselves into, when the truth of the matter is they're just watching adults mimicking adults with no real understanding of the consequences or the things that could take place, you know, outside of those actions that they display, you know. So that is based on the parent and, you know, who's around the child and what that child is being subjected to. You see what I'm saying? So for someone like this to make that statement, this goes to show you how evil fucking people are. Because like the psychology is working. You know, you got to remember, man, that you know, Frances Cress Welsing said in one of her lectures that one of her colleagues said in the 70s that they was going to have black men wearing dresses. You know, that was back in the early, like late 60s, early 70s. And look what's going on now. You got to understand the programming, or try to understand the programming that's being done. I mean, I just deleted 3 little 6-year-old little boys on my Facebook page, and they all was wearing girl clothes, with no understanding of what's going on. These are adults doing this. But these adults have fans, these adults have supporters, and these adults have people that have been programmed and conditioned to ideologies that aren't natural, that aren't, you know, true to the game. And it's just, it's sickening to watch this. And that's the reason why I had to say something. I mean, I haven't been doing anything. I haven't been doing any videos. And like I said, you know, my channel got deleted. So, you know, I decided to just fall back for a second, man, and get my head right. Because with all this stuff going on, I mean, it's all over social media. I mean, for example, like, take like Christians, for example, or religious folk. You know, it's so much coming out. It's almost unbelievable to me that some people that follow Christianity and Jesus haven't reconsidered and started researching other things, because even, you know, some of the most prestigious whites that, you know, they feel have the truth and understanding and knowledge and power and all that, are telling these people, or telling people that, you know, these things aren't true. I mean, you have some of the most prestigious, most intellectual black men and women out here on the planet that, and that's walked the planet, that's been telling you this for, you know, a long time, and people are still wrapped up in this nonsense. And I know I'm everywhere with it, man, because I haven't been on here in a while doing this, man. But, you know, this is just what I've been thinking about every day, all day, every day. Like, while I just watch my people, regardless of how much money I make, I still know that I can get my head blown off. You know what I mean? And nobody will do nothing about it. And it'll go right back how it was, you know, a week or two from now. You know, and that's the part that it's just puzzling, man. I wonder, you know, sometimes like, damn, when this when this happens, like when, you know, you start seeing planes like Red Dawn, you know, like when you start seeing is it called Red Dawn? I forget the name. I think that's what that movie's called. When you start seeing, you know, Soviet planes or helicopters, or, you know, Chinese or whatever, and they on American soil, and you start seeing soldiers, or they start using these 5Gs as weapons or whatever, you know, it's just, for someone like me, it's just going to be a mind-blowing thing to watch people scream, hide, you know, just, I mean, mass confusion. But they've been showing you everything since you can remember. They've been literally showing you everything that they're going to do. And they're only doing it because you are allowing them to. It's damn near like you just gave up your own free will. You know, no choice. The choices that you've been given are illusions. You know, when you can just say no and opt out. Yeah, I ain't even expect to be on here this long. I'm just, like I said, I'm venting. It's been a while. I'm just sitting here like, damn, no matter how far I go in life, I can't ignore or dance or drink or party my, you know, my way or my mind into, you know, forgetting any of this. It's just impossible. And, you know, that's just pretty much it. I know I'm rambling, man. I know I'm here and there, but my mind is here and there. I mean, you got Creepy Joe up in office doing all this weirdo shit. You know, he's signing bills faster, you know, than a month. I mean, shit that don't got nothing to do with the pandemic. You know what I mean? Nothing to do with this, which we all know that's bull. The pandemic, you know. I mean, it's yo, we doomed, man. Like literally. I mean, and it's because people are, I mean, quite frankly, I mean, I hate to say it, but they stupid. I mean, that's just what it is. People are dumb. You know, people will refuse to listen to that inner voice. You know what I mean? That's telling them like, yo, this don't seem right. You know, to this day, you can still you can say something about, you say something, you know, tell the truth about Obama or something, and a black person to fight you. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know what else to say, man. Like, I came on here to do a little segment, you know, to talk about your children, watch out for your children. But this is all, I mean, this is, you know, a package deal. I mean, you can't escape one without the other. I mean, is this human trafficking, there's pedophilia, this transgender, whatever this shit called, like, because they trying to turn people into robots and non-humans and all this shit. And it's just, it's so wild where they going with this shit. I mean, through the movies and things, I'm mind blown that people just can't see this. You know, the world that we gonna wake up in one day is gonna be so weird that normal people, like, not normal, you know, but aware people, people like me and you, oh man, I can only imagine they gonna kill us first. You know what I mean? It's just, oh man, I just had to vent for a second, man. This shit is crazy. They try and give your children hormone blockers, you know, so they don't grow up or don't reach puberty, which is weird right there within itself. Why are you trying to give my child hormone blockers? Why is the government trying to overrule or raise my child through bills and laws? You know, so basically I have to take, you know, I have custody of my child, but you determine how my child lives and how I'm supposed to take care of my child. That's, you know, where this world is going is real corrupt, it's real evil, sinister. And like I said, that's the reason why I quoted, you know, Big Crit with that, you know, if it ain't no safety, if it ain't safe. Because it's a lot of people that think because they got their $1 million homes, you know, their $100,000 cars, you know, that they gonna be safe. And they not. Because how you gonna be safe? It ain't nowhere, you know, it's nowhere safe on this earth. It's nowhere you can go and avoid this bullshit that's taking place. But, you know, we gonna pretend just because we can isolate ourselves from certain groups of people or certain environments, when 80%, 90% of what's going on in the world, they've created a cesspool. I mean, anything and damn near any and everything is corrupted. I mean, all, you know, everything is corrupted at this point. I mean, I said damn near anything. Everything is. We are the food. We're corrupted. The food's corrupted. I mean, everything tainted nowadays. I mean, everything. Us, like I said, the air, the water, everything. They've literally contaminated everything. And that is the part that amazes me, that people just ignore it. We wake up every single day, and before you know it, man, you're not even going to be able to leave your house without a vaccine. And it's proven that they putting stuff in the vaccine. And then you can't even sue the pharmaceutical companies if something happened. So that lets you know right there that the government is passing bills to protect these people that are trying to harm you, so that they can see what's going to take place when they start injecting you with shit that they are using for some type of experiment or to get rid of black people, black and brown people. This shit crazy. Look, I think about this every day, but the truth of the matter is that I don't talk about it as often as I used to y'all, because don't nobody really care. We do. We do. But the truth of the matter is, like, when I go outside, sometimes, you know, I really pay attention to people, and you can really see that nobody cares. Because if people really did, we wouldn't be living as carefree as we are. We wouldn't be, you know, people wouldn't be focused on, you know, finances and owning this and owning that and making millions of dollars. You know, I mean, I get it. You know, you got black entrepreneurs, and, you know, black people are definitely, I mean, in Atlanta, I mean, Georgia, I have to commend, you know, a lot of brothers and sisters, because, man, the pandemic, what? The pandemic, what? I mean, this is getting money, you know, so I respect hustle. I respect, you know, strong-minded, business-minded individuals, you know, but the truth of the matter is the face that they print on that dollar bill they slave owners. You know what I mean? At any given moment, the things that they've created can be taken away. And that's the part that I think about, because I'm on a road to financial freedom. I've been, I've made some great moves, in 2020 and, 2021, as far as we've been, we've only been in it for, a month and a half at this moment, but still, things are going great, in my life. But as far as, financially, but I mean, I can't get my head, away from the fact that none of that matters if, I can't be comfortable in the world that I live in. Like every day I wake up, man, with this drive and determination. But then again, it's dampened a little bit. And now I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna stop getting this money. You gotta live. You gotta survive. That's the means. That's what they've created out here. This monster. Like, you have to make money to survive. But I don't allow those material things to make me forget that black people are being subjected to the most inhumane forms of treatment. And that right there is hard to ignore, because I made this much money this year or last year, or what I think I'm going to make, or where I think I'm going to be. If my people aren't there, I'm not there. You know what I'm saying? And I mean that from my family to my extended family, or to all black and brown people. If I can't go outside and be comfortable, like, I don't never feel 100% comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Because I might feel good, but when I ride by and I see a homeless bunch of black homeless people, regardless of how they got there, in this era or day and time, I think about the system that was created to possibly put them there if they made a few mistakes. You see what I'm saying? So, like I said, man, I ain't trying to ramble. I just woke up this morning and happened to see some things with the transgender dude saying that about the child, and trying to take away innocence from children. Children are innocent. They only mimic what they see. But that's the agenda, the number one thing these people use is psychology. And if they can make you feel and believe that a child should be given that type of authority, and a child is that aware and understanding, those are the people that need to be taken care of. And I'm not talking about locked up. These are the people that need to be put down. Down. All that jail shit, these are people that need to be put down, because they are using the most sinister forms of psychology and things like that to really brainwash innocent, caring, loving individuals into something that the universe, and if there is a creator, did not intend it to be. So when you go against that, man, when you go against nature, you need to be bombed on. And that's a fact. You know what I mean? All this shit that's going on with the trees getting cut down, and the air getting polluted, and the water getting polluted, and the inhabitants getting contaminated. The people, the things, the entities that are a part of this need to be getting bombed on. All this, we focused on having fun and buying cars and buying homes. I get it, man. I really do, because it's monopoly out here. I get it. But the bigger picture is behind closed doors. It's behind the curtain. And that's the part that bothers me, is that people only worried about the icing. They ain't worried about what they put in the cake. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just, that's the part that puzzles me on a day-to-day basis. We strive, for, financial freedom. We strive for this, we strive for that. And you see these things every day. I mean, like I said, me personally, I've even, learned more and more. I've learned a lot in the last 2 years about investing and real estate, and, loans, different like FHA loans and, different things like that to accumulate financial freedom, to try to, potentially accumulate funds and reach financial freedom, but that's like I said, because you got to survive, but at the end of the day, when I sit down, I'm thinking about my people, and the state of, in the condition that the world is in, not just my people, the world, the animals, the conditions. I mean, it's up out here, and if you can't feel it, if you can't see it, you have really been, steered away from your natural ability, and I'm not saying mine is there 100%. It might not even be there 30%, but I can feel and I definitely can see to, an extent, and that's enough for me to keep my eye on these people. Like, y'all really get so focused on money, clothes, cars, homes, and business that, you'll be stabbed in the neck. You know what I mean? You done fully took your eyes off the enemy out this month. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the part that I'm just, like I said, man, it blows me away that we really got an enemy that's whooping our ass behind closed doors, in front of the door, you know what I'm saying, in front of us. I mean, we get it from all angles, and we wake up every single day and act like this shit not happening. Which, leads me to believe that we gonna either be enslaved again one day, or they gonna wipe us out. Now with, I don't want to believe it, but they've become very efficient at killing us. And we have become efficient at killing us. So if everybody's focused on taking us out, as well as, the victims, turning on each other, I mean, shit, we ain't got no win. Man, I'm out of here, man. I ain't did too much talking, man. I'm talking for 32 minutes out this month. I ain't even me. I swear to God, this is one of the reasons why I ain't do a page again. Because you know how many hours of editing and how much time I spent with Same Sense, Same Humor. I put my soul into that channel. Almost was working on 4,000 subs. You know what I'm saying? Like and I didn't even have a page for a year. You know what I'm saying? And they literally deleted it because of this rhetoric here. You know what I mean? So, I just, damn, boy, oh, man. And then the reason why I can't, because not only do you think about how bad it'll get, you think about how good it would be if we actually did everything everybody else was doing. Like, if we treated people how they treated us, and we treated each other how they treat each other, just half, we would be good. I mean, but they've really programmed us to hate each other. We'll ice grill each other. It's weird, man. Like, now that I'm really, really, growing, because I was always aware, it's so easy to see how we've been programmed into attacking each other and being aggressive with each other, and completely taking your eyes off of the person that's stealing your land and your creative potential, ideas and all this. It's just, man, I'm out of here, man. I'm done, man. I don't know what else to say, man. Please, man, expand your awareness, man, and your mind, and, please, man, pay attention to the things that's going on. I mean, at the end of the day, that's, like I said, that's the reason why, that's why I said what I said. That's why I stopped doing videos. I'm not saying I don't care, because I do, but I'm at the point where I think black people are going to have to start getting exterminated, where, I mean, not systematic, because the system, it's been designed so, and the programming has created this, monster, for them to just, with the being cops and all that, the authority, so-called authorities, police officers, the law, they use that to execute us already. I mean, but when they're out here just, when these militias get called up and all that, and you got these itchy ass white men and women out there that can't wait to kill a black man and a black woman, and when all this shit start, if it does, that's the only thing that's gonna make us stick together. That's the only thing. When you clearly see, mobs of white men and women shooting at people, you know what I'm saying? Then you're gonna be forced to stick together, not because you want to, but because you have to. And somewhere along that line, if it ever comes or ever happens, maybe we can have some unity and some harmony, and finally, get rid of this shit. Because the minute that black people collectively come together with the same mind, body, and soul, and I don't mean, touching each other. I mean same principles, same agenda, same thought. Once we start collectively thinking how we need to get rid of these people, oh, believe me, it's gonna happen. If you think they building all these tanks, lasers, and bombs and doing all this shit because they worried about some other country, that's a goddamn lie. They worried about when you get your abilities back, you know what I mean? Because with the snap of a finger, you'll be able to get rid of a tank. And if you really think this is some bullshit, watch and see. Watch you. Why do you think they picking us off the way that they doing? Why do you think they pollute the air, the water, the food, everything? Because I just said this to my folks, you know what I'm saying? Because this was the best way I could put it. You know how X-Men and all movies, they create those collars for people with abilities so that they can't use their natural abilities, like their mutant powers or their powers. That's what they're doing. That's what that is. The things that they do, it's a constant dampener on your abilities. Constant. Like, I'm talking about every millisecond they are attacking you as not just as a human physical being, but as a soul, because that's what you are. You are your soul. And they have to stop what that could do with the abilities that you really have, as far as being a soul. So, because your soul, you can emit those energies through your physical being. So that's what they need to do. They keep attacking your physical being, your pineal gland, your brain. Our brains are even underdeveloped. You know what I'm saying? They cut your mom's umbilical cord. They take the placenta. You don't even get that nourishment that you're supposed to get when you're supposed to stay attached to the placenta. To the afterbirth. Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? Is that the placenta? I guess that is placenta. So you're supposed to stay attached to that, and the baby absorbs the rest of that nutrients. You know what I mean? For growth. Mental, brain development, organ development, and everything else. You see what I'm saying? So we are being attacked when we are in our mother's womb. We're being attacked because our mothers are being attacked. So this is a constant dampener on your abilities. But the minute that we are forced to collectively come together and think, even though we are in a weakened state, we are going to be stronger together. And that is what's going to cause an influx of power outages, weapons, not things that they're not going to be able to use. Because we're going to have the same thoughts. Yo, we try and get rid of these people. I'm not trying to die. Oh, I got to stick with this person. And once you really bond and start understanding the only way out is in, and the only way to conquer this is, together. Once we figure that out, we'll get the job done. But until then, this is where we're going to be. So, like I said, man, I said I was going to, stop talking a long time ago. Y'all know how I be for all the people that been riding with me for as long as you've been riding with me, you know what I mean? One thing, 10 minutes can turn into an hour, you know what I mean, when you're dealing with me. So, I ain't mean to, get loose. This is just me every day. It don't matter how much money I make. It don't matter where I go in life. I am never going to be comfortable until I walk outside and see black people own shit. We got our own military, our own space stations. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. Grocery stores. I'm not satisfied, with us. Now, it's a start, us buying back the block and all that, but until we own our own gun stores, our own, like I said, we got our own weapons defense contracts and all that shit where we can take care of ourselves and defend ourselves as a nation and create and build at our own free will, I'll never be comfortable. When people can come into our communities and shoot us down and kill us like that and get off, I'ma never be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, I can't understand how 2 or 3 people can come in a community or a neighborhood of 2,000-3,000 people, 10,000 people, and kill 1 or 2 people anyway like that and get away with it. You know what I'm saying? Like the way they come to our neighborhoods, it'll be 2 or 3 cops. They'll beat on 1 person in front of 200 people. How in the is that happening? Cops supposed to be getting smashed. I don't care what because you have to start creating a dynamic where these people understand it's gonna be an eye for real. Not no, oh, we're gonna keep protest. All that shit don't work, man. Until you put your foot in something, it ain't gonna stop. You know what I mean? On top of the fact that we have to understand many hands make light work. Old African proverb. We can't do this without each other, man. And until we come together and collectively have the same mind, body, and soul, we're going to keep on having to deal with pedophiles, these occults, these fucking, demon celebrities and fucking devilish fucking people out here, man, that's just got the world upside fucking down. That's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to deal with this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm laughing like you keep seeing people talk about the fucking stimulus and all this shit. I be laughing like a motherfucker. Like, yo, they been telling y'all the same shit for like a year. Y'all still talking about that shit. Y'all still getting caught up. Y'all allowing people to create businesses off of this shit. Like, it's motherfuckers that got YouTube channels that's making money every month now off of your motherfucking ass just to get you to come listen to the same information that they had yesterday about the stimulus check, and this motherfucker still ain't came. But you creating revenue for other people so that they can avoid the pandemic or whatever, you know what I'm saying, while you still waiting for 1,200. And they strategically finding different avenues for their people to make money while you get squeezed, which is one of the ways I just said right now. You know what I'm saying? Like where people are popping up with all these YouTube channels to tell you about something that you should have been got, something that's yours. You know what I'm saying? You got all these resellers popping up out of nowhere, creating, it's mind-blowing the things that I can see. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't trying to make this no longer, but if you don't pay attention, we're going to be back in the clink. I'm done, man. I'm out. This same sense, you know what I mean? This same sense live. They done snatched the same sense, same humor page down. But, man, please, man, protect your children, man. Get ready to protect your family, man. Like, and I'm talking about, man, the people, man. Until we start looking at each other like we all matter, shit right here going to get ugly.